What's up out there, everybody in the YouTube universe? Welcome to my Cowboys family. Another nightly, evening, daily um, live stream here for basically mainly Cowboys update news, guys. What's up, Tampa Bay Gaming? Good to see you out here. I'm gonna be broadcasting a game tonight through my Cowboys family Madden 18 PlayStation 4 franchise league. I might do my own game as well, but Little Jay's gonna do hers tonight. Um, so guys, let me check the audio here. What's up, everybody? T, how you doing with your Chargers over there? Amy can fly with your Raiders, which by the way they're playing tonight. Um, T, what's up? What's up? DJ Crown J, what up? What is up? Thank you all for joining, guys. Of course, as always, hit like. If you're new, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. Wolf Rider, what's up? Hope everything is well. Thank you also to the mods, Amy can fly and Wolf Rider, keeping this place under control. Sounds like it's good. Yep, sound is good. Um, so let me get a start on the news, guys, and then we're going to jump onto my picks. We're going to talk about a couple other things. A lot of stuff came out today, guys. If you do recall earlier this morning slash afternoon, I guess afternoon, early afternoon, my fiance went live. There was a lot of talk last night. I almost went live last night about it. There was a lot of talk about the Ezekiel Elliott NFLPA versus NFL. There's supposedly something they're in the talks to reach a settlement in this whole Ezekiel Elliott NFL case. Um, this was the word last night around midnight. It's been gathering more. Been more outlets have been reporting this as the day kept going, and basically, guys, you heard what my fiance said. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be a settlement anytime soon. Zeke is in this for the long run. He's there to clear his name, as we said yesterday, that this was what his primary focus was. I am down with that. I think that he needs to clear his name first and foremost for himself and his career, and hopefully things work out for the Cowboys as well when it comes to the situation he's in. So we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. But what I heard after my fiance posted that go live breaking news was that this was put out there, that Ezekiel Elliott's camp did not know this was even happening. He did not know that there was going to be that they didn't know that the NFL and that the well, let me rephrase that the NFL and NFLPA were supposedly talking about this in the background, and Zeke and his legal team didn't have any clue about this. And this was announced this afternoon from Zeke and his legal team that they didn't know that this was even going down behind the scenes. Now, there's either two things in here. Either it is going down behind the scenes and someone's kind of work around Zeke and his legal team. Could it be Jerry Jones? Could it be other people in the NFLPA? But the more likely factor is that this was purposely slipped out by someone, either on the NFLPA side or on the NFL side. Not Zeke's legal team, of course, because they didn't even have a clue about this. But from one of these two sides, they kind of leaked the story to see. And the reasoning is thought about this is that they're trying to test the waters of public opinion about what should happen in this case. If people are like, yeah, he should just take it, or no, he shouldn't. Zeke is not going to take it unless for some reason there is some kind of like rescinding of the 6 games, and then they apply 2 more for the St. Patrick's Day thing, which is about all they really can get him on as far as suspending him in a legal fashion. And I'm saying about that is that without the withholding of evidence situation, which is what the NFL is scared of. They're scared of getting Tiffany Thompson, which is the accuser, the one who lied about the situation, and also Roger Goodell. They want to really push them to get him on the stand. And if this does go Ezekiel's way next week with the judge that's Falas, as supposed to rule on this, once she rules on this, if she rules for Zeke, it's a good chance that not only is he not going to play, but they're going to put maybe Roger Goodell on the stand. They're going to put Tiffany Thompson on the stand, and they're going to really wreck the credibility of the accusations by the accuser and of what Roger Goodell knew about this. This is not going to help his thing. So that's why it seems like the NFL might be trying to leak this kind of story to see what the public opinion kind of is saying about this. Doesn't really matter on Zeke's side, though, because he was going to fight this to the end, guys. That was really a big breaking news story from last night / to this morning, this afternoon. And this has now kind of been false. It's kind of a false story. It was kind of leaked on purpose. After every don't get me wrong, after every session in court and every hearing, there's of course discussions about coming to some kind of agreement, but the NFL's not going to take any games away, and Zeke's not going to accept it unless they take all the games away for domestic violence. If they make it clear it's taken away for domestic violence, but then they add 2 for conduct detrimental to the league because of the St. Patrick's Day thing, because of speeding, 120 miles or whatever, on over a 70-mile speed limit. So, those are the things that they can claim it's not really good for the league, and I guess they could technically legally suspend it for 2 games, and that wouldn't be hard. That's not hard to prove. But the fact that what the NFL withheld evidence against that would obviously clear Zeke's name, and Roger Goodell supposedly did not know about it, although the people said that they did tell him about it. All this whole thing here, that's why, and Goodell's never been under oath. Neither has Tiffany Thompson. Kia Roberts, who interviewed Tiffany Thompson, the only one of the whole investigation crew for the NFL who interviewed Tiffany Thompson 6 times. Her testimony was not allowed to be used because Kia Roberts said that this was not a credible accuser. And so she said she would advise 0 games for Ezekiel Elliott, and she was never allowed to present this testimony, from her words, to Roger Goodell, supposedly. That's what they were saying. So that's why Goodell might go on to stand. The NFLPA and the Zeke's legal team never had a chance to cross-examine Tiffany Thompson. They never let her put on the stand. So this is all about fairness, and that's where Zeke can win this in the long run. So all the people out there that didn't doubt that could happen, you're wrong. It's still a chance. But let's take it step by step, and that's next week with this other judge who usually rules in favor of the NFL. We shall see if these other 3 judges who favor Zeke will make an influence on this 4th judge's opinion and ruling, and that will be a big deal next week, guys. So keep an eye out for that. Keep your notification settings on, the little bell on under next to your subscribe button there. What's up, Peanut? How you doing? Let me go through some of the messages here. Chase, how you doing? Ben Vidis, Tampa Bay the Tampa Bay Gaming, the Chicago Bears are next for me. Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about our Madden League, guys. If you have a Madden 18 game on your PlayStation 4, hit me up on the purple_football7. That is my gamer tag. Send me an invite. Send me your gamer tag, and I can send you an invite to the league. I think you can still pick up teams. We have about 20 teams left. I think we have about 12 or 14 teams taken. So a lot of people are on this stream right now. So oh, thank you, DJ Crown J. Thank you for asking about my car. Yes, fixed my car. I think I got a good deal on it, in the sense of that these people I've been working with, their dealerships are a little more expensive, but they have been people I've been working with for 20-something years. So they're reliable. They definitely gave me a nice discount, and thank goodness it wasn't anything major. But yes, my tire was not, was kind of blew up, and then that was repaired, and a couple of things with the brake system. Nothing major, just stuff that helps it sound better. It doesn't creak and screech as much. So thank goodness, yes, everything is fixed with my car, and I have it back in my possession. And also, guys, in this lost time, I was able to catch up on my sleep, because I'm telling you guys, I was dragging last night. Even this morning, I was like dragging. I had to take like some kind of little naps here and there. So guys, it's just the way you survive sometimes. I feel much better, so thank you for asking, DJ Crown J. Much appreciated. Tobias says Tampa Gaming. Yeah, all Bucks fans hate the Cowboys. I think Buck fans hate everybody. I don't know. Steve Scoggins, how you doing? T says Zeke gonna eat Sunday. We're gonna talk about the Niner game right away, coming up here shortly. Rivalry, Tampa Bay Gaming. I don't know about that. Not your Bucks. Your Bucks are a long way before they get a rivalry with us. T says, so he asked, Tobias says, thoughts on the team being fully healthy and back on suspension, back from all suspensions, big chance to get the season back on track. This is true. A lot of things that still have to work in place and fall in place, and it starts with our coaching, guys. That's where the big, scary issue is for me, is can the coaches, kind of make the right adjustments, which they have never really shown to be able to do. But somehow the blueprint was there last year for success, and I just hope that the offensive line can gel better. We can make smarter play calls, and in the end, guys, the defense will get better because of the reasons you mentioned, T. So Steve Scoggins, Roger knew about it. I agree he knew about it, but they have to prove it. Simus 1974, what's up, man? I love your videos. Check out his site, by the way, guys. His channel is great stuff. Yes, me too, Simus. I do agree. I can't wait till this is over. The truth is, though, Zeke finding this out, if he wins this next step, it's going to be fought out over. It's going to continue to drag on. And I hate that part, but for Zeke, I love it. He needs as much things to go his way. He's an innocent man on this situation. It's just unfair that it even has to get to this point NFL pushed it to this point. We should all just blame that. I'm sure we all here, most of us here, blame the NFL for doing what they've done and forcing Zeke's hand to have to go this route, which in turn does turn around and hurt our team as a whole, on top of Jerry Jones' comments with the national anthem and the flag, on top of all the other stuff that's been going on this season. It just sucks that it's all kind of crashing down. But guys, believe it or not, there's still hope. There's still a chance for us to win this season, and there's still a chance for us to get in the playoffs. And if we can sneak into the second season, the NFL playoffs, look out, NFL. Because we can get it together by then, and we can sneak into the playoffs, I do think we'll be a team to be that'll be scary out in the playoffs, guys. So let me look up over a couple more questions. I'm going to go through some more some news, guys. Important stuff about practice day and injuries. So T says Lisa Friel still, but yeah, I know. Lisa Friel is the Giants fan that was the head lead investigator and reported everything to Goodell. Although I think she did also know about the report by Kaya Roberts, and she agreed with her to present this to Goodell, and still was not allowed to bring Kaya Roberts into the discussion with Roger Goodell. Leroy Elliott, how you doing? I don't know what you said because it was retracted. Simon says maybe it's me being 2-3. It's odd to say, but this game in the Niners feels like a trap game. Definitely, the Niners have a lot of injuries. The Niners have no wins. They do have 6 losses. So a team like this is desperate, guys, and this is the most dangerous time for one of these teams. We have to kind of instill our will on this team, or else they're going to get confidence and win. They came close against multiple teams, multiple good teams. The Rams who beat us, they're a good team. The Redskins in the division, they're a good team. I mean, they beat the Rams, but yet, the Niners almost beat them last week, guys. Philadelphia, who's one of the top teams in the NFC, and of course, interdivision rival. I'm just saying, guys, this Niner team is not a slouch. They almost beat they lost in overtime against the Cardinals. All their games have been pretty close. They know how to hang in there. They have a rookie coach. Now they have a rookie. They don't have Hoyer back there now, guys. They have a rookie quarterback who we should be able to game plan. I know that he wasn't really announced for 2 weeks. We really can't game plan for him for 2 weeks. We were probably game planning for Hoyer, but when they benched Hoyer, whatever, he took him out last week, and this Bethard is playing now. He's a rookie quarterback. Cowboys have a full week to get this guy and get him in check, and really they don't have much film, which is the hurtful part, but they do have enough to be able to rattle this guy. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. I will, and I kind of can say, and I'm seeing here Zeke is saying, Steve Scoggins is saying Zeke ate too much already. He's slow this year. I don't think he's fat. I think he's just a truckly built. He's built big, guys. He's big, strong. I don't think it's anything on Zeke this season. I really don't think so. Although I will say he probably lost a step here and there, a small step. For Zeke losing a step, he's still better than 95% of all running backs in the league, instead of being 100% better than all running backs in the league. So I still think he's a top running back. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's the offensive line, guys. He's one of the worst running backs this year after getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. You know why? Because they're putting 8 guys in the box and just overloading our entire offensive line and any tight end help or any extra lineman help. Sometimes we throw Joe Looney in there as our 6th lineman. Still not helping all the time as much as it was last year. So there's obviously something missing with Ron Leary last year was a big part. I'm not going to say Doug Free as big because I like what La'el Collins is doing, but it would have given, if Free was there this year, La'el Collins would have been playing guard, and I think we would have been solidified. We would have had a couple more penalties for sure on our offensive line, but I think La'el Collins would have been in his natural role. So let's see, guys. I'm going to run through this real quick. Thank you. Yeah, you guys do agree. I do agree with you guys. It is a tough loss if we lose this week. There's no reason why we should lose against this very rookie young team, from coaches to quarterback to a young defense who's hurt. And we're going to go through some of that stuff too, guys. So let me just run through this here. So today, as far as let's see here. Yeah, I agree definitely, Simon, that some of the stress has definitely affected Zeke. I think conditioning, him not being there, has affected him some. But I think that he's just really still better than most backs in the league. I don't think that's the reason. I think it's the offensive line is not gelled together yet, and that's where the problem is lying. Now, speaking of our offensive line, guys, Tyron Smith was playing full practice today. That's great news. We were worried about him and his back. He hadn't practiced since 2 weeks ago. Finally made it back to practice, guys. And again, that's a big deal. Now, also, of course, our leader on defense, number 50, Sean Lee, back at practice. No issues there. Again, this is, it's like his fourth practice, I think, in a row. No problems there. We're in good shape for that. Initially, though, guys, they said that Chidobe Awuzie was going to be limited today if he practiced at all. According to what I'm hearing, is that everybody practiced. All 53 guys practiced today, at least in the early practice, and that's a great sign. I do like to hear that, of course, that when our guys are in good shape there. Now, of course, guys, I wanted to kind of talk about Rico Gathers just for a split second. We talked about him yesterday. Some people are reporting that he is practicing. I have not got that report at all, guys. People are thinking that he's going to practice or he's been practicing. He's not. He's still not actively in practice. Right now, what I'm hearing is this, and this is kind of a quote here. There's really no need for him to be pushed into the lineup right now. If they do start losing badly, the Cowboys, they might find a reason to throw him in the game. You know, maybe get him off of the IR. But a lot of the mindset around Cowboy camp is to keep him around on the IR until next year and just start him fresh. That's kind of the word I'm hearing. Nothing said, of course, guys. And, of course, I kind of hope to see him out there. I want to see him out there. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing from the Cowboys and what I'm hearing from their media and from kind of what the players are saying and what just a lot of things going on. It's all pointing to Rico maybe staying on IR. We got to see what happens, guys. Unless we start having a real need to put him in there or a really bad season, then we might throw him in there to see how he does. But if there's no need to cut a player off the lineup, yeah, I'm not sure, guys. Skipper is not even with us anymore, T. Skipper is, I don't know who picked him up, but we got taken off our practice squad. Now, guys, back to today's practice. Tyron Smith, they're saying the Cowboys today, they're saying that he's 100% going to play against the Niners, just so you know. Also, Sean Lee, 100% going to play against the 49ers. So, all that worry about Tyron Smith and his back, thank goodness. He's in. He practiced today. No setbacks. He's looking good. That back tightness that has not practiced since September 27th has been relieved. The rest has been good. The bye has been good for him. And we got our full offensive line back there. Chaz Green also is practicing. Has not had any setbacks from his hip bursitis. So he looks like he's going to be our starter for this week as well. But you might, keep an eye on Jonathan Cooper, 64. You never know. He might sneak in there during the game. Somehow Chaz Green always seems to get hurt. And I just don't trust him, guys. But at least we have Tyron Smith. He's 100% back, barring any setbacks. Now, let's see here, guys. Another thing about Sean Lee. Let's jump over to the defense. Sean Lee and the injury there. He's returning from his 2-game absence this week against the Niners. So think about this. I mentioned this a couple days ago and on, but we have our entire starting linebacking core back, guys. Full, healthy, ready to go. We have Hitchens and Lee back for the first time all season. That's huge. I don't care who we're playing. I know it's the Niners. I know it's Carlos Hyde and a couple other guys in the running game. We should stymie their entire run game, guys. There should be no excuse why with our starting best two, and they're very good linebackers. Of course, Sean Lee and Anthony Hitchens, guys. These guys are going to hold it together. Remember, we're going to have Damian Wilson. He's going to be our third guy for the run-stopping specialty, I guess, as a linebacker. We're also going to have Jalen Smith as a backup. We're going to have Justin Durant as a backup. So, keep this in mind. Justin Durant played like he'll be the fourth or the blitzing lineman / linebacker in the Deacon defense. Like, he knows that very well. I will say him playing more against the Packers 2 weeks ago is what hurt him on that play where Aaron Rodgers ran for the 3rd and 8 first down. That was a killer right there. That would have put us in overtime. Durant ran the wrong way. He missed the coverage, and he did not follow Aaron Rodgers. That's his job in that Deacon defense. If you watch that play, 3rd and 8, if we had held them, it would have been an attempted field goal. They might have missed it. He missed 2 field goals earlier, Crosby. So you never know. That play was the game. And if Justin Durant would have went to the right and forced Rodgers to either throw a bad pass, throw it out of bounds, or get sacked, or just take a 2-yard gain or so, that's probably what would have happened. Nobody was open down the field. Durant was his job. He went to the right with the running back, with Hitchens, whose job was to cover the running back, and they both went that way. For some reason, Hitchens was doing the right thing. He was doing his assignment. Justin Durant, for some reason, got fooled, was watching Rodgers, immediately started moving his body once Rodgers was already started just breaking out of the pocket, and that falls squarely on Durant. If he did that, it's a whole different game. We might have won that game. Never know, guys, but can't cry over spilled milk, right? But we will have both our starters now, Hitchens and Lee, not overusing Jalen Smith, not overusing Justin Durant, not overusing Damian Wilson, or even using Kyle Wilber if we can help it, and have these guys as our depth, as our backup, Damian Wilson as our run-stop linebacker. So basically it's going to be Hitchens will be the middle linebacker. Jalen Smith will be behind Sean Lee at the weak side linebacker, and Damian Wilson will be the strong side linebacker with Kyle Wilber as his backup. And of course, like I said, Justin Durant will be he can play all the positions, but he'll be playing mainly the Deacon linebacker. So just so you guys understand, that is our complete linebacking core at full strength, Great sign when it comes to covering short, covering tight ends, covering bigger tight ends and receivers in a short zone area, but also great for the run stop for our defense. So the front line's going to get a lot of help from these guys, and that's great news, guys. Let me just see one last thing here, guys, just so you know. Oh, just got an update, guys. Tyron Smith was a full participant. Sean Lee was a full participant when we talk about practice. But the one person who did not practice today, guys, one guy did not practice. And it's Chidobe Awuzie, guys. He did not practice again today. This is not good. Bad sign for the Cowboys. I do not like, not to the Cowboys, bad sign for Cheeto. And we need him out there. I think he'll be a great safety / cornerback. I think he could play both positions. I just wish we had him out there. He's the only one that hasn't practiced yet. There's one more chance he can come out there tomorrow. The fact that he wasn't out there today and there's not been much word on the positive side when him attending practice and him getting out there on the field, it just sounds like he was just working on the sidelines, guys, rehabbing, kind of like Sean Lee did when he missed his 2 games. So I'm not liking that at all when it comes to Cheeto. But everybody else, every single other Cowboy player that's on the active 53 was out there at practice. So 52 out of the 53 guys were out there. Chidobe Awuzie was out of practice, did not practice today. It's a shame. I did want to touch on a couple things, though, guys. This is guy, Arthur Jones. I've been hearing a lot about this guy. If you guys know who he is, he's a great, I guess you could say, one technique, kind of playing over the center. I know we have David Irving, but if you really want somebody to play the run and kind of help out our front line in the run game on certain downs, and maybe we can move David Irving out, he's a free agent, formerly from the Colts. He's a big guy, big guy, big fat guy. But he's a big run stopper in the middle. He can definitely clog it up. A lot of people talking about, we have not filled in that 53rd spot yet. So let me actually rephrase how many people were out there at practice. 51 out of the 52 guys that are on our active roster were out there. One spot still open. We have not pulled up Lewis Neal yet from the practice squad, which was my prediction. I also think Richard Ash, another guy they can take up, which I thought would be a second guy. But now that I'm hearing more that he might be the guy they pull up. But still, they have not ruled out going elsewhere. They don't have to make this decision until Saturday, guys. So get ready for that to break any day now. Who we will pick up and put in, whether picking up from our practice squad or putting him as a free agent to pick up and get him. But think of Arthur Jones. I think he's a big guy. He's like 320 pounds. And the thing is that he's been unhealthy. He played with the Baltimore Ravens when the Ravens were dominant, and he could be a guy that can see some spot play in there, can give us immediate help, I believe. So Arthur Jones, Arthur Jones, I think would be the best option right now to fill in that missing spot, that missing depth that we don't have in the middle. I wouldn't be mad with Lewis Neal as well, but he's more of an end than he is an inside guy. So that's something else to think about. Just trying to see here, guys. There's a lot of stuff in that Jerry Jones and the anthem thing. I don't really want to bother on that. Jerry Jones kind of snuck out of the last meeting here when everything kind of closed down. I don't know. I kind of think that. I don't know. I kind of think that that's an old issue. Not an old issue. It's going to be a continuing issue. It's an important issue, but it's something that it's kind of going to play itself out eventually. I hope the players, the ones that want to take a knee or sit or whatever they want to do in their own little protest, I don't have an issue with that in the sense that is their individual right. And as of right now, it's not against the law or the rules. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go check some of your questions, guys. Manuel Corona, how you doing? It's going to be the Niners Super Bowl just like the team. Every team does play us like it's their Super Bowl, and the Niners at 0-6 is going to be basically that. That's Beat America's team is what their aspect is. Simus says, Lel Collins should have stayed in his spot. Dan Skipper should have been. Yeah, again, Dan Skipper, we lost him in free agency, not free agency, but off our practice squad, so he's gone. But definitely, I agree with T. He wasn't ready yet. I think he was a good prospect though, and I think we could have kept him and toughed him up another year or two. I think he could have been a future right tackle. We'll see, but we'll never know exactly. Like Simon says, T says Tyron, Zach, Travis don't need to be dominant. They have been average so far. They need to be dominant. Yes, I do agree. They need to be dominant. They have not been dominant so far. Like you said, they've been average, above average, but not good enough. I think they'll get better. That's why I was saying if we had Darren McFadden and Alfred Morris, Rod Smith back there instead of Zeke, it's going to help our offensive line kind of get the pressure off of them in the running game, which I think when Zeke comes back would actually be a plus for them. But, again, like I said, guys, Zeke or no Zeke, there's positives and negatives on all these things. Obviously, it's a bigger positive when you have Zeke, and he's just a better running back. But unfortunately, We don't know when those 6 games, if those 6 games are going to hit them at the end of the season when we need them, in the playoffs if we get in, or next season to start off the season. We have another issue and more drama to continue next year. I know the feeling is get it over with, but for Zeke's sake, he's got to fight it out all the way, in my opinion, especially that he's innocent. South of Heaven, what's up, man? How you doing? Check out his site for jerseys. T says Durant sucks. Exactly. Well, see, here's the thing, T. Durant is there because he knows the system and he can play all 3 linebackers. He's not there to start, he was forced into the starting job against the Rams, against the Packers, and a lot of plays. He was overused, kind of like Jalen Smith. They're not used. They're not ready to be over. I mean, Durant is pretty much on his way out, but we needed him for the depth, and it's good that we have him. He did play well in some games, but he's not a guy who's going to play well when he has to start or play over 20 snaps or 15 snaps. Same thing with Jalen Smith right now. 15 snaps is all we're going to see from Jalen Smith and Durant each. So don't fret too much yet about their greatness. They're not starters yet. Both Durant will not be a starter anymore. He's at the end of his career, but he was a starter. And Jalen Smith is not a starter yet. He's not ready for that yet. He still needs some more rehab and get that nerve 100%. By next year, I think you'll see him as a starter. Purple Gaming, what's up? How you doing? T says touchdown, Amari Cooper. Oh, that stinks. I'm playing. That's the guy he has him on. Again, my opponent in my money league has Amari Cooper, so that's kind of sucks. So LM says, who's the best free agent corner? I mean, I love Revis, but there's a reason why nobody's picking him up. So Jared Jablowski says Cowboys 45, Niners 17. I don't think it's going to be a blowout that much. I wish as well, Amy can fly, but I think it'll be closer than that. Just a couple other things on the Niners, guys. I do want to talk about the 49ers real quick. We're going to do our Saturday live stream through the Madden 18. I'm going to do it, and we're going to see kind of the lineups with all the injured players out for the Cowboys. If Awuze's not there, I will put them out. And I will put out all the 49er players that are currently still starting or playing in their roster on Madden 18. I'm going to take them out and put the replacements in, so it's going to be realistic to what's going to be as far as who's on the field. Not necessarily, not the score guys, but the back and forth. I'm going to talk about all the players and what we have to do in detail. And that's going to be basically the whole stream on Saturday. That's the plan for Saturday. Is the pregame preview for the following day's game. So. I do want to mention a couple guys. They have a great defensive lineman, DeForest Buckner. He's definitely a problem for the Cowboys. He could cause a problem for the Cowboys, so keep an eye on him. I think he's number 97. They have a couple injuries, guys. The main ones are, I guess you'd say, Kyle. I don't know how to say. I forgot his name, how to say it, but you guys know. Juszczyk. He's a fullback. You know, it could definitely hurt Carlos Hyde and the running game some if he's not in. He did not practice today. He has a back issue. Aaron Lynch, the other defensive end, his calf, he did not practice as well. It could be just precautionary, not sure. The other guys that were limited for the San Francisco 49ers was a bunch of their linebackers. Reuben Foster, which I believe is going to play. Brock Coyle, Ray Armstrong. These are their linebackers. Dakota Watson. These four linebackers were all limited today at practice. Their cornerback, Akilo Witherspoon, chest injury. He was limited at practice. Defensive tackle, DJ Jones, quadricep. He's the backup. So you can see, you know what I'm saying, these other guys, these other linebackers had an ankle. Reuben Foster's ankle is the one that's he's limited by the ankle. Ray Armstrong and Brock Coyle, their shoulders. So, guys, just so you know, they have a lot of injuries on the San Francisco defense, especially on defense. If our team does not lay the wood on them, guys, for this game, especially, our offensive line, and we do not run the ball on them, then we might lose this game, and that would be the season. Just so you guys know, a little side note for the 49ers, they released veteran cornerback Leon Hall today. So that's another guy gone. And it is a surprise in a way because they just picked him up recently, and they were really looking to use him. He's off the team. They picked up a tight end. So they lost a cornerback. They have another cornerback who's limited in practice. They have, 4 linebackers that are limited in practice. A couple guys that are out or did not practice, a fullback and a cornerback. I mean, just guys, their defense is depleted. We need to take advantage of this. So we got to see what happens. So yes, OMFG, what's up? Google, he's old. Yes, I think I don't know what you're talking about who's old, but if we're talking about the guys on the Niners, yeah, some of them are kind of old, or some of them are just a lot injured. T says 49ers lost their last 5 games by combined exactly, Tobias. This is not a shoe-in game. This is a game that's going to be tough for us. So don't think it's going to be just a pushover game, guys. Kareem Rush just broke a big game. A big gain against the Raiders. Oh, he's in Raider territory. Guys, by the way, this is Thursday Night Football. I am watching it. It is right now Oakland 7, Kansas City 3 with early in the first quarter still, guys. So let me just review real quick here as far as their offense, guys, just to give you a couple of reminders about the Niners and who they have. Their offensive line is definitely, they have Joe Staley, who's good. Really, after that, guys, they really don't have anybody. Trent Brown, Brendan Fusco, nobody really that stands out. Their tight end is George Kittle. They have Selleck out there. You know, they just got Cole Hikotuni. So, guys, they have a very weak, I'd say, offensive line / tight end core. Now, you go to their running backs. You know, Carlos Hyde. You know the deal with him. Matt Breida, he's coming on stronger. Of course, the fullback who's injured, Kyle Juszczyk. And their quarterback, guys, it used to be Brian Hoyer was a starter, but now C.J. Beathard is taking over. He's a rookie. Remember, they have a rookie quarterback as well. And their receivers are Marquise. Actually, their star number one guy is Pierre Garçon, if you guys know. Remember him from the Redskins, and of course before that from the Colts. And Marquise Goodwin, who's good. Trent Taylor, Aldrick Robinson, Victor Bolden Jr., Kendrick Bourne. I'm just leaving you the depth chart, guys. Nobody that really stands out. A couple decent players, but nothing powerful, guys. Their offense, our defense should definitely, without question, hold them down, guys. And we're going to see this on the Madden stream on Saturday night. See how that works out. Saturday afternoon, guys. Look for on the a little earlier. We're going to celebrate my fiance's birthday, so that's going to be a special weekend, guys. We're going to definitely be doing that as well. So a little earlier live stream on Saturday for the Madden stream for the Niners Cowboys matchup game. On defense, they have Elvis Dumerville still with them as an end, but it looks like Legger Duzable is their starter. They're listing him as a starter. DeForest Buckner, as I said, guys, scary guy. We want to watch him. Earl Mitchell in the middle. DJ Jones is injured in the middle. The other end, Solomon Thomas. They also have Xavier Cooper. Decent guys, but no standouts except for DeForest Buckner. Their linebackers, Reuben Foster. I think he's their best guy. Ray Armstrong is their other starter. He's also hurt. And Eli Harold. So two of those three guys are limited at practice, guys. And Dakota Watson, their backup. Brock Coyle, a backup. Both these guys are also limited. So they're in trouble in their linebacking core as far as injury-wise. And then their coverage guys, their defensive backs. Okay, they had Dante Johnson, Rashard Robinson. Those are their corners, guys. They also have Leon Hall, who they cut today, so they don't have him anymore. They have Akilo Witherspoon, who's injured as well. They're in bad shape, guys. Their nickel back is Kawan Williams. They have their safeties, Jimmy Ward and Eric Reed. Again, guys, these guys are banged up right now. Adrian Colbert and Jaquisti Tart, Dexter McCall, all these names you're hearing me say, this is their defense right now. And there's honestly, guys, there's nobody that really stands out except for the few guys I mentioned on offense and defense. They don't have that much firepower. They don't have that great of a defense, especially when you consider they've lost so many people to injury or at least are banged up. Even that is going to slow them down. Of course, you guys know Robbie Gould, formerly from the Bears and bounced around. He's their kicker. And, just Trent Taylor's a punt returner. Raheem Mostert is going to be their kickoff returner along with Victor Bolden Jr. That's pretty much their entire roster, guys. We're going to look into a much more in-depth kind of look at them on Saturday afternoon to kind of, go through all of the ins and outs of the matchup between the Cowboys and the Niners. Definitely going to be interesting. So make sure you guys stick around for that and check in on Saturday for that. Of course, tomorrow we're going to do I'm trying to see if I can get a 49er fan on here and really go get a back, kind of like a back and forth to get some info on the Niners and see what they do best from a Niner fan. So if anybody knows anybody out there, send them our way. Let's look at some of these questions, guys, or some of these comments. What's up? The Niners are not an easy game. OMFG Google. Tobias says that it's not an easy game. He's 100% right. Touchdown, by the way, guys. Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. It is now 10. It's 9-7 Chiefs with the extra point yet to come. Just a reminder, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up, like button, and hit subscribe. If you're new, guys, hit the notification bell so you get our go lives, breaking news, whatever. We still have to add a 53rd guy in our team, so look for that coming soon. So let's see here. It is going to be a tough game, guys. I see us winning this game, and we're going to do predictions. We usually do them on Saturday night for the actual score predictions. You want to throw some out if you can't make it Saturday night, throw your predictions out. I saw one that said 47 or 45-17. I disagree. But all right, we can all have our predictions. I think it'll be more in the. I think the Cowboys will score 30 to 35 points. I think the Niners will score about 20 at most. I do think it's going to be. Eventually, we're going to pull away. But I do think it's going to be a tough game for the first 3 quarters, more or less. It'll probably be a 24-14 game, and then we might score 31. They might score a late touchdown, so it'll be 31-21, 31-17. Something like that is what I'm seeing as far as the Cowboys getting their 3rd victory of the year. That's my prediction. I'll give you my final one on Saturday on the matchups, the breakdown matchup live stream. So Virgil, how you doing? What's up? Did you say lay the wood on them? Yeah, I did. If that's even a term, I'm not sure if I said it right. T says Navarro Bowman struggling. Yeah, well, he's starting this game for the Oakland Raiders, so they're throwing him right into the mix. If he does well, it's the coaches. If he doesn't do well, they threw him in too soon. Let's see here. Revis is old. I agree, Google, for sure, and that's why I think the Cowboys and every team has stayed away from him as a cornerback. You got to be able to do the right things, and he was great, but obviously not anymore, guys. King Cash 0008, what's up? How you doing? Tobias Beathard ain't bad. I know he's not bad, and he's pretty good. He did play well against Washington, but the Redskins, you got to think of it like this. Redskins didn't have a chance to really game plan for him. So the game plan for Hoyer, maybe it's similar, maybe it's not. Either way, they didn't adjust well enough when they put Beathard in. And I do think he gave him trouble because they weren't ready for him to be able to produce the way he did. Maybe a little more rattled, a little more shaken, and he wasn't that bad back there. I will say this. Cowboys have a chance to game plan. They have a week to game plan for him. They know that he's the starter. No excuses for the Cowboys and Rod Marinelli to not get the right team out there on defense, make the right adjustments on defense. And again, I do trust in Marinelli over Scott Linehan, over Jason Garrett. I don't know if that's saying much, but I'm saying what he's been given with all the lack of experience with the rookies. No offense to them because they're going to be great, but they're not all really consistently ready game in, game out. And if I'm saying Jordan Lewis is our best corner, which I do believe he is, he's still going to make some mistakes because he is a rookie. So, and again, we don't have a Woozy out there. He's the only one we might be missing this weekend, which is, I don't like it. It's a setback for him and his advancement for this season to help our defense. I think he can help this year, the way Jordan Lewis is. I think Xavier Woods is going to see a lot of time at cornerback. I wish they take Heath out. Probably they won't. But Heath, they got Frazier back there. They got Xavier Woods if they need to back there. And of course, Byron Jones, I like him back there. But the inexperience at corner, the lack of consistent pass rush, and the injuries, guys, at linebacker. Those are major hits on our defense. We're going to have them basically full blast this weekend against the Niners. No excuses. That's all I got to say. I'm just ranting on, but that's what I'm saying. Pierre Garçon, yeah, he is a good player, good receiver, a little on the older side, but still dangerous. You got to definitely cover him. Definitely got to put pressure on the quarterback. That's the key, guys. I believe, depending. I haven't watched the film I don't watch the film on these guys on the opposing players, especially these rookies and these new guys. But if he doesn't throw the quick passes, I think we need to put pressure on him, guys. We need to put pressure on him. And if he does throw quick passes, we need to play press coverage to stop that. Drop our linemen back. Some linemen can drop back into coverage from at times, or linebackers can look like they're blitzing, drop back. I think that'd be helpful if we use a little more of that, Marinelli. If you're listening to me, please take note. OMFG says the best game will be the rematch against the Atlanta Falcons. So you're talking about the Falcons and Patriots. That'll be a fun game to watch for sure. I think that is Sunday night. Keep that in mind. But I'll be focusing on at the afternoon games, the second games, the one game, the Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers game. That's the best game. So let's see. T says I have Kelsey on my good job. Dak Prescott. I know you don't want Zeke on the team. What did you say? We need Zeke out at least until he isn't a distraction. Listen, I understand everyone's thought process. A lot of YouTubers out there are saying this too. Just serve your suspension. It's not just about serving your suspension. It's not about just the Dallas Cowboys. It's about Ezekiel Elliott and his name, his brand, and the fact that he's being falsely accused of something that he didn't do, and that he's getting punished for this, and it's hurting his brand. It's already hurt his brand. But I'm going to say this before. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. The fact that he's been fighting it this long is helping his brand. Already, 75 when it started, when it hit, NFL fans, 75% of them said he's a woman beater. Now you're seeing about 40% saying that, not 75%. Already he's cut it in half just about. And it's going to get better as he keeps winning. If he keeps winning if he keeps winning these injunctions, he keeps getting them, this temporary restraining order, if it is replaced by the injunction, you're going to see more. It's going to go from 40% to 35 to 30%. Soon you'll have 10%, 15%, no matter what happens in the end, even if he is suspended, he's going to win back public opinion. And I'm just telling you guys, that is a positive for Ezekiel Elliott and his life as a man, as a human. I support him on that. Now, as a team, yes, I wish you just get it over with. I truly do. I understand the thought process. But you got to worry about your man Zeke first. And this team, even distraction or not, they're strong. They're professionals. They're competitors. They need to be coached better, and they'll be able to focus better on what's at hand. Zeke or no Zeke, distraction or distraction. Dallas Cowboys always have a distraction. The eyes are always on us. Doesn't matter. You got to pull through it. That's not an excuse to lose game blaming it on Zeke when our offensive line is not gelled together to block well enough for Zeke. If he was getting to 150 yards a game, you would not be saying that Dak Prescott number 4 Super Bowl championship 2K17. Sorry, I had to say your whole name. That was kind of funny. There's Jared with the weight thing. Yeah, I think he's just strong. He'll truck anybody. Steve Scoggins, we need to fire Garrett. I agree. And, Romo, I do think, my fiance also agrees, one day he might be a coach. Maybe start a quarterback's coach, move up to like offensive coordinator, maybe a head coach. We'll see one day in the future. But this guy right here, Jerry Jones and his puppet, redhead puppet, don't expect anything to change anytime soon. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. T is agreeing with me about Zeke. Of course, we need him on the field. Don't worry about Dak. That's a fake Dak imposter. Fake news Dak. Cowboys abroad. What's up? How you doing, man? Nice. From the other side of the earth. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, snapshot update, man. I mean, we went over everything. The Niners have a lot of injuries. We're going to talk a lot more about that on Saturday afternoon. Zeke, I did not really. You heard it earlier from my fiance. She gave the update. That news, it's been said now. The update on that is that it was leaked by either the NFL or the NFLPA because Zeke and his legal team had no clue about the fact that they were supposedly having some kind of talk behind the scenes that was progressing towards a settlement. This is false information. Zeke does not, he's saying he's fighting this to the end, so good for him. And the only way I would say he would ever take a settlement is if he got his 6 games rescinded. Then the NFL said, okay, we're rescinding that. We made a mistake, whatever. Well, here's 2 games for the St. Patrick's Day thing, for the speeding, for the whatever alleged bar fights. You get 2 games for that. I think Zeke would take that if it was known that the domestic thing was taken off. But the NFL's not going to do that, and Zeke's not going to stop unless that's done. So he's going to fight it to the end, and he might win. What else? Niners released the guy. I'm trying to think. We didn't fill our 53rd spot yet. We have till Saturday for that. I was talking about a couple different guys, but Arthur Jones, a guy that used to play for the Baltimore defense and the Colts defense. He's a nose tackle, one technique. I think that he'd be a good addition rather than pulling up Lewis Neal or Richard Ash. That's pretty much it that I can recall. Everybody was at practice, Cowboys. I brought every single guy. 51 out of the 52 spots of players were on there. Of course, 1 spot still open. 51 players were out there. The 52nd guy was Awuzie. Chidobe Awuzie was not there. Cheeto is out of practice again. Not good news. So hopefully we'll see him. He was limited at best today. Not good news. He has to get a good day of practice to be able to play this game, and tomorrow's his last shot. So we shall see. Don't put too much hope in it. And we still got to fill that 53rd spot. Those are important things we got to kind of discuss. No, Zeke's not going on maternity leave. Let's see here. Alex Smith's touchdown. Yep. Right now, it looks like Armani Cooper scored another touchdown, which hurts me in my fantasy, unfortunately. Armani Cooper has another touchdown, guys. It's 14-10 Raiders. Steve says if this is stopping Zeke, he needs to bench because when Zeke's on the field, he should be only thinking about one thing, and that's football. Well, again, I don't know what he's thinking about when he's in the game, but again, Steve, I don't think it's Zeke's performance that's faltering too much on the field. I don't think he's lost that much on the field. I think it's more of the offensive line where he's losing it on the field. It's not Zeke's fault. It's the offensive line's fault. It's the coaching has some issues adjusting, and the offensive line has not gelled yet. That's the reason why Zeke's having a below average season, a below expected season. I'm talking about my money league when it comes to Armani Cooper, guys, just letting you know. Space Cowboy, what's up? I'm most likely going to the Cowboys Redskins game. That's awesome. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard Mark Holmes is going to be tailgating, going to that Redskin game next week. Hopefully, what I'm hearing is Zeke has a good chance to play that game because there's some kind of hearing or something set up for the 30th, I think, which is after that game. But regarding the Zeke case, but don't put too much weight in that. It's not confirmed, so I wouldn't really put too much weight in. But that's awesome, guys. Make sure you guys report back. Space Cowboy, make sure you say what's up to Mark Holmes, and give us back all your feedback. Make sure you do a lot of filming and behind the scenes stuff. Be kind of cool to see, guys. So make sure you let me know how that goes, Space Cowboy and Mark Holmes. Steve, touchdown Cooper. Yep, I know. Again, it's killing me. Did I say Armani Cooper? Sorry. But anyways, yes, Amari. I'm sorry, Amari Cooper, not Armani. I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. That was a mistake. All right, so let me just see here, guys. Oh, man. All right. I'm just looking at this, guys, to see how bad I'm doing in my fantasy, in my money league. I know in my Cowboys family, I am doing fantastic. Myself and Cowboys legend LL are the undefeated, the best two in the league, I think, with one loss. So, guys, make sure, again, if you haven't yet, hit the like button for the stream. If you're new, hit subscribe and hit that. Make sure anybody, if you're new or not, hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button. That definitely helps get us any kind of breaking news and all our daily live streams to you guys as soon as we send it out. And on top of that, we also do our go lives and our breaking news through there too. That's how you'll get that news quick. Exactly. I don't like two teams. I can never like two teams. Never, ever like two teams, just the way it is. So, guys, let me run through some of my NFL picks. I know that's another thing I have to mention here. I did my picks today. I'm gonna give them to you now here. Let me run through them. So, of course, tonight's game, Kansas City at Oakland. I gave it yesterday. I gave it the day before yesterday. I took Kansas City over Oakland in a close game. Right now, Oakland's winning 14-10 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter, so it's high scoring, guys. Finally, another Thursday night game that might actually be worth watching. Arizona at Los Angeles Rams. Even though they got Peterson, I'm going to take the Rams. The defense is solid. They're at home. Division game is going to be tough. Rams win. I do think the Rams win. And that's in London, England, guys. Keep that in mind. That's a London game. So actually, let me rephrase that. It's not at home. I still think the Rams will do good. The Rams play a lot in London. I think the last couple of years they've played there. I know they lost to the Giants last year. So I expect the Rams to definitely do well against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to do well too. Definitely with Peterson addition is a good deal. It's going to be a close game. I think the Rams are going to pull it out, but they're going to rely on their defense to do it. Baltimore Ravens at the Minnesota Vikings. Talk about defense, guys. This is a tough one. I, in my heart, hope Baltimore Ravens win, but I think the Vikings are going to pull it out at home. I do think they're going to pull it out. They're getting the quarterbacks back. Bridgewater is slowly coming back. I think they're going to win it. The Carolina Panthers at the Chicago. I'm almost changing my pick on the Baltimore game, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it at Minnesota. Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears. Bears have been playing nice. I'm telling you, they can pull an upset, but I do think Carolina's going to win this game. I think it's a Carolina victory on this one. Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't know how the Steelers are so good on record-wise because they don't seem to be playing that well. But they're playing well enough to get their victories. Cincinnati's been improving. They have the offensive power. They have some offensive power, but I do think that Pittsburgh wins this at home. I think Big Ben plays well at home. I think Pittsburgh wins this game. Jacksonville Jaguars, the upstart Jaguars at the Colts, who are still in the running for this. All these teams in the division are in the middle of it. They're all basically tied for the top spot. I think Jacksonville wins this, guys. Their defense is for real. And I think if Blake Bortles just does enough not to lose, and Leonard Fournette can establish a running game like the Cowboys should with Zeke, and just run him 30 times. He's going to break one for 70 yards eventually. Zeke will, so will Fournette. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Colts. In a closer game than people might think, I do predict that. I think Jacoby Brissett plays well, plays smart. If there's not a slew of turnovers, Jacksonville wins in a close one. If it is a slew of turnovers, Jacksonville wins in a big one. New Orleans Saints at the Packers. Now, I would have picked the Packers first, without questioning it. But without Aaron Rodgers now for probably the rest of the season, I think New Orleans is a team that's going to kind of replace them now in a way in their style of even playing because they throw a lot kind of like the Packers do. I think the Saints win this game. In a way, I hope they don't for the Cowboys' sake. So it kind of keeps everybody at average. I do think the Packers, even if they have 4 wins, they would have 5. I think they're going to falter as the season continues. Saints, I think, are going to be getting better as the season continues. So I think that the Saints are the more dangerous team. So that's why I kind of hope Green Bay wins with their backup. But I also want them to get extra confidence and then, make a run. But in the end, this is not about who I want to win. This is who I think is going to win. I think the Saints take this game against the Packers in Green Bay. The New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. And again, nothing taken away from the Jets. The Jets are a surprising team this year, one of the more surprising teams this year. The Dolphins have looked horrible at times, but their defense is very sustainable. And I think against the Jets, I think the Dolphins at home do beat the Jets, but it's a close game. Close game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Buffalo Bills, guys. I liked what Buffalo is doing. I like the way their defense is looking. I'm not really crazy about their quarterback. I'm not crazy about their offensive scheme all the time, but I think their defense is what wins their games for them. I think Jameis Winston is too erratic. I don't think he's reliable enough as a starting quarterback, as a full-time consistent. Let me not say starting. As a consistent starting quarterback, Bills win this game. He makes too many mistakes, and Bills win with their defense. Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. Will Cleveland get their first victory this week? No. Not yet. I don't think so. I do think they have a chance. Don't get me wrong, guys. They do have a chance. But I do think that Tennessee pulls it out. I think they get better week by week as Mariota gets more comfortable with his hamstring and he gets back out there. I think they'll get better. The defense is solid. I like Tennessee. I think they can do some things out there as the season goes on. They could be a contender. They beat Cleveland this week. Now, guys, the best game of the week, Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to say 31-17 as of right now. That's my just off-the-cuff prediction of score. That's the only one I really predict scoring on. Dallas Cowboys in San Francisco in a close game. Let's say 24-14 in the fourth quarter, but the Cowboys score. Maybe the Niners score late. 31-20, 31-17, I think is the final score. Denver at the Chargers. Now, this game, I picked the Denver Broncos initially. After thinking it through, though, I think the Chargers, with their offense, I know Rivers, I don't like him too much, but he's a feisty guy. He's going to push his team. He's going to fight and scratch and claw. They almost beat him in week 1. They kind of should have beat him in week 1 in Denver. Denver just got manhandled by the Giants. And the Chargers' defense is not bad. I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers. Keeps calling them San Diego sometimes. The Los Angeles Chargers over the Denver Broncos, even though they have a great defense. I think the Chargers win this game. Seattle Seahawks at the New York Giants. There is no way the Giants win this week. I just can't see it happening. If they do, I will say, well, damn. Seattle wins this game, I think. Again, I don't think they're going to dominate the Giants, but I do think they're going to win the game. Atlanta Falcons at the New England Patriots. Again, Super Bowl rematch. This is the exciting game of the week. Patriots are going to do they're going to beat them just a little differently this week. They're just going to beat them based on just the whole game. They're going to kind of be on top and winning the whole game most of the game. They're not going to have to come back, and they're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons, in my prediction, in my feeling of that. And Monday night, Washington Redskins and Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Let me just let you know right now, our Monday night live stream will probably be during this game. It's going to be a big NFC East battle. I think it's right now the 2 best NFC East teams. At this point right now, these are the best 2 teams by record and by what they've shown so far in these first 6 weeks. I'm taking the Eagles on this game, although I hope the Redskins win. I am kind of rooting for the Redskins in this game. Just try to hold back the Eagles and let us, if we can win our game against the Niners, we can then slowly just make it inching back up towards sustainability, competing, and challenging for the division, for the playoffs, and onward, guys. So I think that's pretty much me my breakdown of all of the games of the week. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Make sure you guys hit like if you haven't already, guys. Hit subscribe if you're new. We do these every Wednesday or Thursday. I do my NFL picks for all the teams. But I really like to do football, Cowboys, NFL, football, Cowboy stuff. So let me just rephrase that. Dallas Cowboy stuff here is primary. Throw that stuff out. Guys, I've been doing horrible with my picks since I've been announcing them on here. Before that, I was like, fantastic. I don't know if it's bad luck. Either way, guys, I'm glad you guys are on here watching. Give me your support. And all good. So let's see here, guys. I see the back and forth on the stream here. What's up, Cowboys 42? How you doing? Nice to see you on here. Cameron Smith, you're saying I'm boring. So I'm boring. Cameron, you don't have to watch. No one's forcing you. But you're definitely down to shut up, South. What you gonna do about it? Okay, there's a thing between you guys. Hey, yeah, exactly. I mean, listen. Cameron, you don't have to watch. It's simple. It's all good. So, hey, so leave. If not, you can, hey, guys, I ignore these guys. It's not a big deal to me. So, South of Heaven, yeah, you picked the same score as I did, 31-17, exactly. So, Space Cowboys said 30-17. Very, very good. I'll kick him out in a minute if it needs to be done. You know, not really bothered by him at all. Space Cowboy says, looks at Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers. I was checking that game out, guys. Dodgers are winning right now, 7-0. That's big, 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 big. So, guys, that's pretty much my breakdown of everything. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and actually I'm getting a message right now about somebody wants to get that game on between Little J, my daughter, Little J versus Rave. Both these people, of course, one's my daughter. The other one is a subscriber on here. We're going to do our My Cowboys Family franchise that we drafted already. Now we're going to play the game on a different stream, guys. We're going to cut this one shortly in about 5 or 10 minutes. It's going to end. And then we're going to have my daughter shortly afterwards playing Rave in her first game in the season as the Baltimore Ravens with her whole drafted team. It's a whole new slew of players. So we shall see. Guys, any other questions or comments of use? Let me know. As I said already, guys, and this is the breakdown of everything. You know, Sean Lee was there at practice. Tyron Smith was fully at practice. The only one that missed practice today. Again, I want to make sure that you guys know La'el Collins was also at practice. Chaz Green was at practice. The only one that missed practice was Chidobe Awuzie, Cheeto. He missed practice again. Not a good sign for him to play the 49ers in the upcoming game. Tomorrow we'll talk much more about the Niners. Any other, updates and stuff, injury-wise. Of course, the Awuzie situation, we'll keep track on that. And then we'll have other stuff like Saturday's breakdown through Madden. We'll do that as well with the predicted starting roster for the Niners. This predicted starting roster for the hold on, guys, for the Cowboys. We got a loser right here. And he's a big loser because he's on here complaining, and we know what we do to complainers. Usually we leave them going. The only horrible person is you, brother. Peace out. He's gone. Don't worry, guys. All good in the hood. That's the way we do it. We don't need subscribers if they're going to be like that. So, guys, let me get right back to my role here. So, yeah, guys, I mean, as far as our defense is concerned against the Niners and everything coming up this week, I think we're set with mostly a healthy team other than Awuzie. Sean Lee's back. David Irvin's suspension, DeMontre Moore suspension. All these guys are back. I think I'm most happy right now about our linebacking core. I think that's where we are solid, guys. I think that's where we're going to improve the most on defense, which that improvement's going to help stop the run. It's going to help force a one-dimensional kind of offense by the Niners and the rookie quarterback. And I think we're going to give them a lot of problems once we get to that point where we eliminate the run and Carlos Hyde, force him to throw the ball. Then the next step is going to be this. What do we do with the cornerbacks? Sorry, they got young cornerbacks, inexperienced, so we need pressure. And that's where I think our linebackers are going to help with that. I think that's where we're going to have David Irving breaking that inside of the interior of their lineup and causing a ruckus in there, causing them to kind of, you want to say break up the play, push the pocket back into the quarterback, make sure that they, are able to be disrupted. And if we can do that in the passing game, I think you can see Bethard just throwing some real bad passes, some interceptions. I do think you're going to see a lot of mistakes. And again, I do foresee us playing well. You're going to see probably one of our better defensive performances of all season. I guess you could say the Giants was a great one too, but I think you see even a better performance. I hope you're going to see a better performance on Sunday against the Niners by our defense. I also think that our offense, if we cannot establish the running game, we're going to have it's going to be a close game. If we do establish the run offense, I do think we're going to eventually pull away. I think we're going to wear them down and pull away. Their defense is full of injured bodies right now, and the best thing we can do is to hit them in their weak spots. Their front line is decimated. Their linebacking core is hurt. Some of their cornerbacks are also banged up. We have to take advantage of that, and we take advantage of the banged up cornerbacks after we establish the running game. So, again, guys, yes, I'm excited to see Sean Lee. I'm excited to see Sean Lee and Anthony Hitchens for the first time this season together on the field. Damian Wilson will be the third, but he's going to play on and off. He's not going to play that much. Neither is Durant. Neither is Jalen Smith. They're going to play 10 to 15, 20 snaps a game, all three of those guys I mentioned. The main two that play almost a full game, Sean Lee, Hitchens, first time together all year. So 5 games we didn't have. We had either one or the other. We had, and then in one game we had neither. So against the Rams. So now we're going to have both of them together in the same game, and I think you're going to see a huge improvement. And again, it happens against the Niners, so be it. Good. Our defensive line I think is going to be able to get some pressure, and I think that's going to help probably the weakest single spot in our defense, which is the secondary. That pressure is going to end up pushing the secondary to make plays, be more aggressive, and get a little more confidence. This is big to kick us off the rest of the season, guys. And the Cowboys coaches better have made adjustments for this game, for the rest of the season. Zeke, no Zeke, doesn't matter. We need to establish the running game, which will lead to a passing. It will lead to us to be able to pass. The ability to pass will be much easier, much safer when it comes to what Dak can do. He can do great if he's forced to. He can still do very good if he's forced to just be the main guy leading the team, pass. But how much better is he when you have the running game going smoothly? Then he can just pick you apart. And that goes for, not every quarterback can do that. So again, guys, I think that we have a great chance to kick off this part of the season. This is really a do or die kind of game. We got to win this game. What's up, Brian Bradford? I agree. They got to stay out. No setbacks to Tyron Smith. He practiced today. No setbacks to Sean Lee. He practiced today. No setbacks to Chaz Green, but I can't say much about him being confident, even game day. I don't know. Awuzie is the only one that we unfortunately lost. He's still gone. He's still not practicing, and we got to hope that he can get in there and practice, guys. That's the only way he's going to be able to even have a chance probably to play against the Niners this weekend. So that's pretty much everything, guys. I've been on here for a while. I just wanted to make sure I wrapped it up. If you missed my picks and you want to see them, I have them back up here. Just check back a little earlier. If you haven't yet hit like, make sure you guys hit the like button here on this stream. We do this every night, every evening. We do a live stream. Tomorrow's live stream, trying to get some Niner fans to give us a little more information and breakdowns on the matchup. As far as their side of things are concerned, because I really want to know what their true pluses and minuses are on their team from a fan that knows the Niners. So if anybody out there cross paths with them, or if they happen to come on here tomorrow, we'll definitely have a good discussion about that. If not, I'm definitely going to break down a little bit more about the Niners and what we have to do to win, what they have to do for them to beat us, and that will continue on to Saturday as well through the Madden stream. I will be having another stream now here very shortly. My daughter Little J is going to go up against Rave in their first matchup, okay, on our My Cowboys Family PlayStation 4 Franchise League. That should be fun. If you guys are interested, you can definitely jump into that. Kevin Bilbo, what's up? How you doing? Thank you. Yes, real Cowboy fans. And again, guys, no bandwagon here. This has been for the true Cowboy fans since birth for me, and that spread throughout my family, through my fiance. My mother was actually a Cowboy fan before I was. So, yeah, I guess it spread from her first. But we're all Cowboy fans here forever. Good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter. We're here forever. Space Cowboy, I think Zeke is starting to turn back into form. I agree. He's still not impressive, but it's the offensive line that's hurting us, guys. Yes, Brian Bradford, the Rico Gathers thing, I have not heard he's been practicing. I've heard that he's going to be practicing soon. After the 6 weeks, he's eligible to come back to practice when he's able to. Currently, he's not able to yet. He has not been out on practice. And, in fact, I'm hearing things that he might be on IR the rest of the season. If that's the case, they just want him healthy for next year. What I had heard is that there is a chance that if we start to get blown out, or if we have any kind of injuries on the tight end, we might end up easing Rico onto the 53-man squad. Again, though, I do hope that he gets on this 53-man team. We still have an open spot as of right now. We have not filled that spot yet. And I just really, really hope that the Cowboys make the right choice in making fill in that last spot. Because I think that's going to be an important, whether it's a pickup, whether it's someone off of the practice squad, a free agent pickup, or Rico Gathers one day in 2 weeks when he's eligible to come back. If that occurs, I think that once he starts practice, I think he's eligible to come to practice, I think now, but he has not practiced yet. So let's keep it that way. And there's a lot of ifs and what ifs, and this could happen, that could happen when it comes to Rico. Still kind of got to see. Right now, there doesn't seem to be a need for him as far as the Cowboy coaches are concerned. But I personally would love to see him out there as soon as possible, as soon as he's eligible to come back. if he could be productive, if he's over this concussion, which has been about 2 months. And so we'll see. Hey, OMFMG, Google, thank you for being a Cowboy fan 30 minutes ago. I don't know how that became possible, but all good. And we'll take you guys on, but don't jump off if we start losing some more and we're out of the playoffs. Because I'll be here all 16 games, and I'll be cheering the Cowboys. Even if this season we end up 2-14, I'll be here saying these things, doing these things. I might not be as happy as Chippy right now. Not Chippy. I'm sorry. As Chipper right now. But right now, we still have a long way to go in this season. We got 11 more games to go. There's still a way of saving this, guys. Yeah, I know. Cooper at guard to keep chemistry. And Kevin, I'm hearing Chaz Green is back at practice, taking first-team reps. He seems to be okay and good to go. You know, that can change in the middle of the game. That can change before the game. But right now, it looks like Chaz Green is our starter. Tyreek Hill, touchdown. Tyreek Hill, big play. With 8:51 in the second quarter, the Chiefs just took the lead. They just scored a touchdown. It's 16-14 with an extra point yet to come. Pretty cool, guys. Great. I mean, this is a high-scoring game, guys. Back and forth. You were trolling the bandwagon comment. I got you, man. No problem. All right, guys. Well, listen, it was fun. I hope you guys, got all the information. If you didn't start back at the beginning, you can watch this over, watch certain parts. I got the NFL picks. I got the Zeke update. Got all the injuries. Got the who was at practice today. What the future's looking like against the for our team, for Zeke. And, of course, for this Sunday's game against the Niners, who they have on their squad, their roster, their injuries, which are a lot, especially on defense, guys. And of course, my Cowboys family PlayStation 4 Madden Franchise League, which we're going to do right now. Little Jay's going to play her first game, guys. I'm going to stream it. She's going up against another of our subscribers, Rave, and it should be interesting. Rave is the much better player now, but my daughter, Little Jay, is planning on probably letting it simulate against him, see what her drafted team can do against his team, human control. So we'll see what happens, guys. Should be fun. Again, guys, hit like if you haven't already. If you're new, hit subscribe. Hit the little notification bell to get these daily live streams and our go lives. Make sure you guys also, don't forget, we do our game day live stream reactions. Full game, start to finish, Dallas Cowboys all day, every day. You know how it works. So join us for that. Tomorrow is going to be a nice discussion about the Niners. We're going to go in and out about that. Have more of a discussion with you guys. Saturday is going to be the live stream through Madden to do the breakdown, the visual breakdown of the Niners Cowboys matchup. And then Sunday, game day live stream right here, guys. Myself and fiance for her birthday. So it's going to be a fun day, guys. Hopefully it'll be much more fun if the Cowboys can pull out a victory for her on her birthday. So it's going to be fun, guys. All right, guys. Zero God, how you doing? Everybody else, thank you for joining us. Make sure you guys hit like, hit subscribe. Love the Cowboys. Don't forget that. And number one, first and foremost, these two special words. You know it's coming. Here it comes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Go Cowboys! You know it. All day, every day. 24/7, 365. Good, bad, ugly, win, lose, or draw, guys. Forever. We got 5. We want 6. Thank you all, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. Go Cowboys. And peace out.